Hi guys, so you voted and here's the winning video. Basically, this video is going to be about how to be aware of what's around you on the pitch. And I've picked Iniesta as the player we're going to look at a little bit because he is very, very good at always knowing what's around him and where all his teammates and opponents are on the pitch, which allows him to pick out good passes, which allows him to be aware of what's going on in the space around him and allows him to evade defenders and pretty much seem to always make the right decision. But it's a calculated thing he does, and I'm going to show you and hopefully be able to teach you how to start doing that a little more. Okay, so like I said, Iniesta is very, very good at knowing what goes around him. If you watch him play, you'll see that he'll pick up positions, and even when he has a bunch of players around him, he'll be so aware of what's available to him in terms of space and where teammates are that he can usually wriggle out of most situations. And this comes from knowing what's around him, from his awareness of what's going on around him. Because if you don't know what's going on around you, you might just turn into an opponent, you'll lose the ball, and you actually will become nervous. Because in the past, when I wasn't that good at this and I didn't know what was around me, I'd become nervous when I received the ball and usually end up losing the ball because I would be nervous about what I'm doing and then not execute a pass right or turn into somebody and so on. So I'm going to show you the subtle differences between how to have awareness and how not to. So I'm actually going to show you how to have awareness when receiving a pass or about to receive a pass and not. I'll give you an example of what to do and what not to do and explain why one is better than the other. That was what not to do. So let's notice what I did wrong here. First, I have what I call tunnel vision. I'm looking just straight ahead at where the ball's coming from. I'm not trying to be aware of anything else. If there's an opponent right behind me at that moment, I'm not aware of it because I haven't checked or surveyed the field at all. You'll also notice I didn't look before I got the ball or when I was about to receive the ball. So let's take a look at an example of what you should do. Now in this example, you'll notice I look both ways and I try and find out what's around me before I receive the ball. It's important, even if you aren't going to get the ball, if you think you're going to get the ball or there's a chance you're going to get the ball, you need to survey the field really quick because that's going to give you an idea of what's around you. That's what's going to make you aware of what's around you. And then you'll notice that I also take a quick look again just before I receive it, and I do that just in case a defender is like coming at me with speed. And if he is, then I can turn him or shield him or decide what I'm going to do. But I don't know if I can even turn if I'm not aware he's there. So for example, if I look and he's not coming, it allows me the knowledge and the awareness that I can turn in that moment, which is a huge advantage if you can turn on your opponent. So you always want to be surveying the field, always looking over your shoulder to see what's going on around you. That's what awareness means. Awareness means just knowing what's going on, right? So if you watch Iniesta play, you'll see that throughout the game, he'll always be looking around. He'll always make sure he knows what's behind him, what's on to his side, what's to his right, where his teammates are. That's why you'll see him a lot just turn right away and dash into space because he knows that space is there. He's aware the space is there because he already looked and noticed, oh, there's no player in there. And even by the time I turn, there couldn't be possibly a player in there because they won't be able to get there quick enough. So always be looking around the field and surveying. And the problem most players have is they forget to do this. It's just awareness. They forget to look. They forget to look at where they're going. They forget to look at what's going on behind them. And most players will sometimes look when the ball's coming to them. But it's not enough just to look when the ball's coming to you. You need to look and survey the field every time you think the ball is going to come to you. So even if it doesn't in the end, you still need to make sure you know where everyone is on the pitch. And that's what you'll see Iniesta do. Even when he's not going to get the ball, even when he doesn't end up getting the ball, he'll still have looked to make sure that just in case he does get it, he knows what he needs to do. Now, of course, this is something that you have to practice and you'll get better at during practice. Just remember during practices and games to just have that in your head. What's around me? Keep asking yourself, what is around me? Don't panic and don't get nervous because that's a recipe for disaster. But just always be constantly reminding yourself, what's around me? What's around me? What's around me? And if you keep asking this question to yourself over and over again, you'll get used to making sure you know what's going on around you. You'll get used to being aware of what is happening around you, which will allow you to make better decisions in the moment when you receive the ball, when you want to run into space, and so on. I'll link a video to Iniesta playing and just watch how good his awareness of what's going on around him is. You'll notice that he just seems to know where everything is, but it's not an accident. He looks up, he makes sure he knows. He's not really taking too much risk because he's so good at this, and sometimes it looks like he's taking a lot of risk, but he really isn't, because he's always so aware of what's going on around him that it's not really a risk to him. So this is what you need to improve on. Through practice, you'll get better. Remember, in games and practice, just keep saying, what is around me? What is around me? What is around me? And keep asking that question to yourself throughout the game, and it will cause you to look. It'll make you be like, okay, what is that guy's there, that guy's there, there's a guy right behind me, maybe I should shield the ball. Okay, there's no point in turning now because there's a guy behind me. Or you look and go, okay, no one's closing me down, and turn. Or you see that a guy's coming to you fast from the left, okay, maybe I'll turn right and, turn him. Or maybe there's someone coming quickly here, oh, there's my teammate, let me do a quick pass back to him and then run into space and get the ball back. You can see, once you understand where everyone is and what's going on behind you and in front of you and where your teammates and opponents are, how you can really decide the most effective course of action. Okay guys, so this was your voted video. So we are going to be changing up the vote system. You can still vote in the comments, but instead of voting on Facebook like we normally do, we're going to vote on Instagram now. I'm going to put a picture up with the next voted video choice, and you can vote on there. Now, you can vote once in the comments and once on Instagram, but make sure you're also voting on Instagram because it's very important you get both of your votes in. Some of these videos have won because some people have voted twice. There have been videos where it would have won, a certain video would have won if it was just YouTube comments, but because there was the other votes, and a few people voted twice, like I say they can, it swayed a different video in favor of another video. So make sure you're getting both of your votes in, one on Instagram now, and one on YouTube comments here. I'll link to all that stuff in the description. Make sure you like this video, you subscribe to the channel if you're new. We release 3 to 4 videos every single week to help you improve as a player, and I'll see you on the next video.